Good evening po. Mukhang wala pa yung iba. Pero let's start. Anyway, salamat po sa mga nandirito ngayon, pati sa mga first time. At ako'y medyo na-miss ko dito sa harapan. Kasi maraming mga speaker na tayo na naka-line up. Kaya ito ay sa akin, precious moment. Sana may matutunan kayo ngayong gabi. Tsaka maibaon ninyo sa inyong buhay. Pang-araw-araw yung ating mga pag-uusapan. Last week, we talked about, syempre, our series for this month is about leadership. No? Leadership made simple, sabi dyan. Okay? So, last week, ang pinag-usapan natin is about leadership. Ano ba yung last week? Last week ay, leadership is action. Not title, but example. Okay? Narinig natin dito yung mga napaka-importanting kailangan para maging leader. Tsaka gusto ko dito yung tinapik last week kung nandito kayo yung 5 levels of leadership. That's one of my favorite topic pagdating sa leadership galing kay Maxwell. John Maxwell, if you know John Maxwell. So, bago ako magsimula, yung title ko for today is You Are Your Biggest Problem. Before you lead others, fix yourself. So again, bago ako magsimula, I want you to know that leadership is one of I think, God's purpose in your life. You need to become a leader. Naniniwala ba kayo doon? Okay? We know in general that the purpose of everything, anything, even your life, is to glorify God, glorify the Lord. But how can we glorify Him? Now, we understand that we need to read the Bible, right? And when we totally grasp all the principles in the Bible, you will become like Christ. So, to glorify God is to become like Christ. You understand me? And for me, Christ is a leader. Sa totoo lang, God is not concerned dun lang sa success na meron ka, sa achievements na meron ka, sa kakayahan mo o kung sino yung nagiging ikaw. Actually, hindi lang siya nakafocus sa sarili mo eh. Nakafocus siya saan? Yung magkaroon ka ng impact or influence sa ibang tao. You understand? That's why true leadership is influence. Sinabi rin to ng last week na speaker natin. Service, responsibility, and transformation. And Christ Himself, siya mismo, si Christ, ay naging perfect example of a true leader. Basahin natin itong mga verses na to. Ayaw po. Yan. Sabi diyan, whoever wants to become great among you must be your servant, just as the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve. So inahalin tulad tayo yung pagiging great, no? Sa ginawa ni Kristo na siya mismo, Son of Man, si Christ yung tinutukoy diyan, did not come to be served. Hindi naparito sa lupa para paglingkuran, kundi ano daw sabi? But to serve, para maglingkod. Ano pa sabi diyan sa Romans 8:29? For those God foreknew, He also predestined to be conformed to the image of His Son. So gusto ng Diyos maging katulad tayo ni Christ. Okay? So if you don't want to become a leader, you don't want to become like Christ. That's why our topic for this May is very important. Ano pa? Ito, sabi dito, John 13 to 15. You call me teacher and Lord. Shinortcut ko na lang po yan ha. I have set you an example that you should do as I have done for you. Sabi yan, Jesus Christ. Kung ano, nag-set ako ng example na gagawin nyo kung ano yung ginawa ko sa inyo. Ibig sabihin, He wants to influence us. Jesus Christ Himself become the example kung ano ba talaga dapat maging tayo at siya ay leader. Why? Because I think, research ko lang to, hindi ko alam gaano kasigurado. 2 billion people out of 8 billions are Christians. 25% to 30% of the people around the world are influenced by Christ. And if you don't influence people, you are not becoming like Christ. Okay. Idagdag pa natin dyan yung inutos niya. If you know the Great Commission, you know the Great Commission. Sa Matthew 28:18 to 20, sabi niya, all authority is mine in heaven and in earth. Sabi niya, so go ye and make disciples of all nations. Ano ibig sabihin nun? You influence them. Ipagayan nyo yung itinuro ko. Teaching them to obey everything I have commanded you, sabi ni Jesus Christ. So now, ito ay nasa isipan natin. Na tayo ay dapat maging katulad ni Kristo. Be like Christ. Kahit na negosyante tayo. Huwag natin isang tabi yung pagiging Kristiyano pag nagnegosyo tayo. Kasi being a businessman, we are a leader. And we influence people. Sabi nga ni Marlon last week, nung ating speaker, ni Sir Marlon, ano bang ini-influence mo? Good or bad? So again, your biggest enemy is not outside you. Kaya yung title natin for today is, You Are Your Biggest Problem. Your biggest enemy is not outside you. Ano ibig sabihin? Nasa loob mo. Ikaw mismo. Okay? Let me begin with these uncomfortable ideas. Most people spend their entire lives looking for the reason why they are not successful. Naghahanap sila ng dahilan kung bakit hindi sila successful. They blame their family, kung sino yung nanay at tatay nila. They blame their background, their boss, ano pa. They blame the economy. Diba? Meron tayong economy crisis ngayon, mga nakaraan. They blame the government. Wala namang kwenta yung mga nakaupo, kaya nahihirapan kami. Ano pa? They blame their staff, the people around them. They blame lack of opportunities. Walang oportunidad, kaya hindi kami successful or hindi kami okay. But the truth is this, your biggest problem is, sino daw? Pag sinasabi ko dapat, lalaksan nyo yung you, ha? Your biggest problem is, ako? Not the devil, not your environment, not your lack of money, but, ikaw din. Because wherever you go, you bring your mindset, your habits, your discipline, your fears, your excuses. Dala-dala mo yan. And if you don't change, nothing around you will permanently change. Sabi ni Jim Rohn, this is one of my favorite quote. Okay? If you will change, everything will change for you. Sabi yan ni Jim Rohn. So, this is the Kingdom Foundation. Let's talk about these verses. Like a city whose walls are broken through is a person who lacks self-control. Nung unang panahon, napakahalaga ng wall ng mga city. Kasi ito yung simbolo ng kanilang pagiging matatag dahil hindi sila madaling mapapasok ng kaaway. Kaya kung ikaw daw ay taong walang self-control, walang disiplina, okay, ano ibig sabihin? Para ka daw city na madaling masira. Naiintindihan nyo? Sabi sa Luke 16:10, whoever can be trusted with very little can also be trusted with much. And whoever is dishonest with very little will also be dishonest with much. Kung sa sarili mo nga, hindi ka mapagkatiwalaan, sa ibang tao pa kaya? You get the point? Kung yung sarili mo nga, hindi mo kayang disiplinahin at i-lead, yung ibang tao pa kaya? Sabi sa 1 Timothy, watch your life and doctrine closely. Persevere in them, because if you do, you will save both yourself and your hearers. Yung doktrina mo daw sa buhay mo ay pagkaingatan mo. Ito lang yung sundin mo para ma-save mo yung sarili mo tsaka yung mga taong nakikinig sa'yo. Ibig sabihin yung mga taong nililid mo. Okay? So, God always develops the person before trusting them with influence. Inaayos niya muna yung tao. Parang si David. Trinain niya muna sa wilderness si David. Sa mga oso, sa wolf, sa lion, sa tiger. Doon niya muna trinain si David bago niya ginawang hari ng Israel. Okay? Bago si Joseph ay nag-govern sa Egypt, if you know Joseph the dreamer, no? Trinain muna siya ni Lord sa pagiging slave at pagiging prisoner. Bago si Jesus Christ ay nag-ministry publicly. Dinala muna siya sa wilderness at tinukso siya. Yan 3 beses. So, the first person you must lead is yourself. Sabi diyan. The first person you must lead is yourself. Privately. Okay? Not publicly, but privately. Because leadership begins with self-government or self-governance. So let's talk about the principles. Principle number 1. Most people have no purpose, only survival. Kaya nakakalungkot. Kasi namamatay yung tao, hindi niya nalalaman yung purpose niya. Ngayong gabing to, maaaring ito ay revelation sa inyo. Pakinggan nyo lang na maigi. Para maintindihan ninyo, ano ba talaga yung purpose ko? Okay? Let's tell the truth. Most people are not living, they are surviving. Migising sila, nagtatrabaho, para saan? Magbayad ng bills, tapos yun lang. Mabuhay, makakain, walang vision, hindi nila alam yung assignment nila, hindi rin nila alam yung conviction nila. That's why there's a lot of waste time. Madami kang panahon para matulog. Madami kang panahon para mag-relax. Hindi naman masama yun. Pero kung sa tingin mo na okay na tong kinikita ko, relax na ako, you don't know your purpose. Yung pagninegosyo, it's not all about money. It's all about solving problem for the generations. Mas maintindihan nyo yun sa mga susunod na mga panahon. Pero gusto kong iwan sa inyo, paano yun? Hindi tungkol sa pera. Kasi may negosyong hindi naman tungkol sa pera. May non-profit organization. May business din sila, helping other people. But they don't earn. Sabi dito sa Proverbs 29:18, where there is no vision, the people perish. But he that keepeth the law, happy is he. So, if you study this verse, yung Hebrew word, madalas ko na to, lagi ko tong ini-emphasize, yung Hebrew word na ginamit dito. Kasi para mas maintindihan natin, ano ba yung vision na totoo? Kasi we thought vision is just a dream. No, it's not just a dream. Vision in Hebrew is kazon. Kazon meaning revelation from God. Mental sight from God that brings direction and purpose to your life. If it's not from God, you cannot call it dream. You cannot call it vision, kazon. It's just your self-ambition. Gusto mo lang mangyari sa buhay mo. Self-ambition yon. Hindi yon vision. May vision din naman. Ambition nga lang. Di ba? So for you to totally understand this verse, yung perish, di ba sabi diyan, where there is no kazon, the people para, or yipara. Ano ibig sabihin ng yipara sa Hebrew? Yung yipara sa Hebrew, ang ibig sabihin, o para, yun yung perish. Perish, yan yung ibig sabihin niyan. Lose discipline, walang self-control, unrestrained. Magulo. Chaotic. Yun yung ibig sabihin ng para. Ibig sabihin, kung wala ka daw revelation from God, hindi mo kinukuha yung prinsipyo ng Diyos na pinag-aaralan natin ngayon, magulo daw yung buhay mo. Yung verse na yan, it talks about the city of Israel, the kingdom of Israel. No? Pero ilagay mo yan sa buhay mo. Kung ikaw daw ay walang revelasyon from the Lord, kung wala kang alam sa kanyang mga prinsipyo, magulo yung buhay mo. Parang totoo eh. Kasi sometimes, we think, ano ba talaga yung purpose ko sa life ko? Sige, subukan mong isipin yan ngayon. Pinag-isipan mo na ba yan ng mahabang panahon? Ano yung purpose mo sa buhay mo? Magtrabaho, magnegosyo, tapos magkaanak, tapos mamatay. The end. Is that your purpose? Hindi ko kayo pinapagalitan. Tawag dito, conviction. So sabi dito, truth. When you have no vision, when you have no vision, you lose discipline. Because vision gives restraint. Purpose creates focus. Without purpose, you waste time, you waste years, you waste your potential. Sayang yung buhay mo. Truth. You are not tired because life is hard. You are tired because you are directionless. Hindi mo talaga alam kung saan ka papunta. You are trying, sabi diyan, you are trying to do everything because you discovered nothing. Are you with me? Gusto mong gawin lahat ng bagay kasi hindi mo pa talaga nalalaman kung sino ka at ano yung purpose mo sa buhay mo. Kaya napakarami mong ginagawa. Labo-labo, magulo. Unrestrained. So again, you are your biggest problem. Sino daw yung biggest problem mo? Kanina pa kayo Principle number 2. You are the one sabotaging your future. Let's go deeper. You say, I want success. I want leadership. Gusto mo ng influence, impact sa mga tao. But your habits destroy your future every day. Ano ba ginagawa mo? Ano yung consistently na ginagawa mo? Or baka wala kang habit. Sabi diyan sa Galatians 6:7, do not be deceived. God cannot be mocked. A man reaps what he sows. Hindi daw natin madadaya yung Diyos, hindi natin maluloko yung Diyos. Kung ano yung ginawa mo, yun yung aanihin mo. So ibig sabihin, pag wala kang ginawa, wala kang aanihin. Pag may ginawa kang masama, masama din yung aanihin mo. Sabi sa 1 Corinthians 9:27, but I discipline my body and keep it under control, lest after preaching to others, I myself should be disqualified. Si Paul yung nagsulat nito. Pag binasa mo yung buong 1 Corinthians na yan, sa 9, okay? Kinumpara ni Paul sa isang atleta yung buhay ng pagiging Kristiyano. Na kailangan daw nating i-train yung ating body, disiplinahin yung ating katawan. Kasi nagsasalita tayo, tapos hindi naman natin ginagawa. Magiging disqualified tayo. Hindi tayo magiging qualified to become a leader kung i-connect natin sa pagiging leader. Disciplining yourself means creating habits that help you take action toward the vision. Okay. Sometimes we pray greatness, we pray success, but we procrastinate, lack of consistency, avoid discipline, waste time, then you blame others. Kaya hindi ka successful. Truth. The problem is not lack of opportunity. The problem is lack of what? Self-management. You don't need more motivation. You need self. That's why most of the time, yung pinag-uusapan natin dito sa business talk is about discipline. Kasi this is who we are. A disciple. Disciple means with discipline. People with discipline. Truth. Most people are not defeated by what? Demons. They are defeated by their own habits. Yung iba sabihin nila, naku po, yung demonyo na naman kumikilos sa buhay ko. Kaya lahat ng plano ko ay hindi natutupad. Hindi, ang totoo niyan. Pangit lang yung habits mo. Wala kang consistency. Hindi mo lang alam talaga kung saan ka papunta. Labo-labo yung ginagawa mo. Kaya yung buhay mo ay nasisira. Hindi demonyo yung kawawa naman si Satan. Ha? O sige, hindi ko naman sinisi yung ibang tao. Ang sinisisi ko si Satan. O hindi nga. Your greatest problem is who? Hindi sabi mo me, kayo naman, me. Your greatest problem is who? Kanina pa kayo, kayong turo sa akin eh. So, principle number 3. Bibilisan ko na po kasi meron akong may i-discuss ako para mas maintindihan nyo ito ng mas malalim. Principle number 3. Leadership begins with what? Conviction. True leadership is not title, it is conviction. So what is conviction for you? Hindi yung malakas ka magsalita, hindi. May iba't iba kasing ibig sabihin yung conviction, 'di ba? Minsan pag gagawa ka ng masama, bago ka pa gumawa, kino-convict ka na, may conviction na. Tapos pag nagpe-preach ka naman, pag nagsasalita ka na, alam mo totoo yung sinasabi mo, may conviction kasi paniwalang-paniwala ka. So itong conviction na pinag-uusapan natin, yung conviction na to ay, sabi dito, true leadership is not title, it is conviction. Yung conviction na to is about faith or firm belief. Deep belief. Malalim na paniniwala. Saan? Siyempre dun sa pinaniniwalaan mo. Na you are created by God to become a leader. And you have this conviction na totoo yun at naniniwala ka kaya ina-apply mo sa buhay mo. So, it means having complete confidence in God's promises which anchors your identity and gives your life clear direction. Basahin natin tong Jeremiah 1:5. Before I formed you, sabi ng Diyos kay Jeremiah, isang propeta. Kasi si Jeremiah nung time na to ay nagdadalawang isip kasi bata pa siya. Sabi ng Diyos sa kanya, before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Kilala na kita. Bago ka pa mabuo sa sinapupunan mo. Before you were born, I set you apart. Hiniwalay na kita. Alam ko na kung saan kita dadalhin. Sabi ng Diyos kay Jeremiah, I appointed you as a prophet to the nations. Now, marami sa ating parang Jeremiah. Maraming hindi naniniwala na para ka kay Lord. Para kanino ka? Kay Satan. So you choose. Oo, baka para sa sarili mo lang. Bahala ka. Pag para sa sarili mo lang ikaw, dahil hindi ka para kay Diyos, para kay Satan ka pa rin. Bahala ka. So, kung naniniwala kang para kay Lord ka, alam ng Diyos kung para saan ka at kung sino ka. Parang si Jeremiah, hindi siya naniniwala na siya ay magiging propeta. Hindi ka na rin naniniwala minsan na parang, hindi naman ako leader eh. Okay na, ililid ko na lang yung sarili ko. Hindi, ililid ko na lang, dito na lang ako sa pamilya ko. Magtatrabaho na lang ako, tapos okay na to. I don't want to influence others. Hindi ko naman trabaho yan ng mga pastor. Trabaho yan ng mga politician, mga influencer. I don't want to influence people. Hindi naman sa akin yun. Pero ang gusto ng Diyos, maging katulad ka ni Kristo. It's clear. Nabasa niyo ba yon? Nabasa niyo ba yung mga verses kanina? Na ang gusto ni Kristo, maging katulad natin siya? At ang gusto ng Diyos Ama, maging katulad natin yung si Kristo. You get the point? So, kung gusto pala yun ng Diyos, isa lang ibig sabihin, totoo, na may plano yung Diyos sa buhay mo. Hindi ka lang basta nagninegosyo lang at gumagawa lang ng pera para makabili ka ng kotseng magaganda at magandang bahay, para maipagmayabang mo yung magaganda mong relo. Joke lang. Burahin nyo na yun. Yung bag nyo, yung cellphone nyo, brand new. Nakatira kayo sa mga executive village. Hindi yan yung pagninegosyo. Kaya ang pinag-uusapan natin dito, ano ba talaga yung pagiging leader? Kasi being a businessman, you are a leader. Sabi sa Ephesians 2:10, for we are God's handiwork, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God prepared in advance for us to do. Ibig sabihin, alam na ng Diyos na may gagawin tayong in advance, prepare niya na. So, a leader discovers, why was I born? Bakit ba ako pinanganak? Anong purpose? Ba't ako nandito sa mundo? Kasi hindi ka naman kabuti. Tama? Sino dito kabuti? Taas kamay. Ano yung kabuti? Tumubo lang tapos mawawala. Walang kwenta. Buti pa ibang kabuti, nakakain. Nakakain ka ba? Joke lang. Ang ibig sabihin ko, may purpose ka yung kabuti. Kahit na sinasabi, hindi ka kabuti, may purpose pa rin yung kabuti. Ikaw may purpose ka rin. So, dapat alam mo, what problem was I sent to solve? Kasi kung kapares ka ni Jesus, si Jesus Christ, nung nabuhay siya bilang tao, may purpose siya. Ano? Not to be served, but to serve. And what's your purpose? To be served? To be called boss? Hindi, boss K lang yung palayaw ko. Palayaw ko yun. Para code name ba? Code name. Toy na lang tawag niyo sa akin. Oy, Toy! Para ako unang tinamaan sinabi ko, no? Boss K. O nga, no? Diba? Pero kahit na boss K tawag niyo sa akin, pag nandito kayo, pagkasama ko kayo, I will serve. Kasi yun yung tinuturo ni Jesus sa minsan sablay ako kasi, parang yabang ko minsan di ba? Nakakalimutan kong disciple ako ni Christ minsan Di ba nakakalimot ka din? Pare-pares lang tayo, wag niyo ako anuhin, ha? So, because purpose separates leaders from crowd. That's why you need to know your purpose. Bakit ka nabubuhay? You need to have purpose. If wala pa, kawawa ka. Sana wag ka mamatay bukas. Para ma-discover mo pa yung purpose mo. Sa mga nakikinig, di ba? Kung mamamatay ka bukas, ba't di pa ngayon? Ay, ang point ko, yung purpose, dapat maintindihan natin ano ba talaga yung purpose nyo. Truth. Most people wants leadership, but they don't want responsibility. They want position. They want to be called CEO, president. Ano pa? Ha? Yan yung pinakamagaling. We want attention. People want recognition. Kasama tayo dyan. People tayo, di ba? People wants money. But true leadership of true leaders are driven by what? Assignment. And it is called purpose. If you know your assignment, you know your purpose. Truth. Without conviction, you will never become a leader. You may become a boss, a CEO, a president, o kung ano man gusto mong itawag sa'yo, you may become a manager, a supervisor, but never a true leader. Because leadership is born when purpose becomes conviction. So if you know your purpose, you need to know na yung purpose na yun dapat maging conviction. Ano yung conviction? Ulitin ko ha. Yung conviction, deep belief. Narinig mo na yung purpose mo. May nagsabi, Boss K yung pangalan. To become a leader. To influence, to have impact sa ibang tao. Alam mo na ngayon, kailangan maging conviction to. Pag hindi to naging conviction, kahit na alam mo na yung purpose mo, wala kang action. You cannot become a true leader. You understand? Okay ba? Naintindihan? Okay, truth. You are not lacking potential. You are lacking self-discovery. You don't know your purpose eh. And, sabi dyan, because you never found yourself, you become your own limitation. So, your biggest problem is who? Me nga, me na. Ang kukulit. Ulit, me. Your biggest problem is who? Me. Pag ako magsasalita, you. Kanina, principle number 4. Principle number 4. Your thinking is your biggest problem. So lahat, tungkol sa sarili mo, nagsisimula yan sa isip. You are not living life randomly. Your thinking is producing your reality. Kung ano yung nasa isipan mo, yan yung nagiging totoo. So kung sa tingin mo, hindi ka talaga leader, naririnig niyo ba ako dyan? Ha? Kung sa tingin mo, hindi ka leader, tama ka. Huwag ka nang umattend dito. You get my point? Pinagtabuyan, no? Pero gusto kong maintindihan nyo. Kung nasa isip mo na, hindi ka leader, you're just a businessman, pera-pera. You can call yourself like that. If you don't want to influence, if you don't want to lead, if you don't want responsibility, sabi dito, Proverbs 23:7. For as he thinks in his heart, so is he. Eat and drink, he says to you. Sabi niya, kain tayo, inom tayo. But his heart is not with you. Pero ang totoo, ayaw kanya talaga niyang pakainin, parang ganun. Sinasabi niya. Kung ano yung nasa isip niya, yun talaga siya. Hindi kung ano yung sinasabi niya. Romans 12:2. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, His good, pleasing, and perfect will. If you want to know the will of the Lord in your life, you need to renew your mind. Be transformed. That's why it's good for you to attend business talk, to attend church meetings, to attend church services, na matututunan nyo yung salita ng Diyos para ma-renew yung mind nyo, ma-transform kayo, para malaman ninyo kung ano ba talaga yung will ni Lord sa buhay nyo. His good, pleasing, and perfect will. If your mindset is fearful, lazy, small, emotional, your life will reflect it. Hindi yan ang tinuturo ng Diyos. Another truth, your life cannot rise above your thinking. So, hindi ka mas lalampas sa kung sino yung iniisip mo na ikaw. O kung ano yung nasa isipan mo. Another truth, you are not poor because of the economy. You are poor because your thinking remained poor. You are not stuck because people hate you. You are stuck because your mindset never evolves. Again, you are your biggest problem. Who? Me. Very good. Kagaling niya. Palakpakan yung sarili niya. Pahinga muna tayo ha. Principle number 5. Passion is what makes people follow you. Passion, hindi fashion. Passion. Okay. True leadership or leaders are not followed because of title. They followed because of passion. Si Nehemiah, dito sa verse na to, sabi diyan, I also told them about the gracious hand of God on me and what the king had said to me. They replied, sabi ng mga tao, let us start rebuilding. So they began this good work. So para lang magkaroon kayo ng idea bakit ko inilagay yung verse na yan. Kasi si Nehemiah ay nag-ayuno, may mga nagtangka pa nga sa buhay niya. Para lang masabi niya sa mga tao na tayo ay inuutusan ng Diyos. Nabuuhin ulit yung, kasi nung panahon na to yung Israel, yung bayan ng Diyos ay nawasak. Nasira yung bakod. So nakita nila si Nehemiah ay may passion sa kanyang ginagawa. Nag-ayuno siya ng matagal. Bago sila kinausap. Pakikipag-usap lang yun ha. Dinisiplina na ni Nehemiah yung sarili niya. Na kahit na maraming gustong pumatay sa kanya, maraming nagtatangka sa buhay niya, sinabi niya pa rin sa mga tao na buuhin natin yung... So nakita nila yung passion ni Nehemiah. So they build. No, ito yung kwento na yung kabila nilang kamay, naghuhukay, nag-aayos ng building, tapos yung kabila may hawak na espada. Para pag may sumugod sa kanila, makikipaglaban sila. Kasi nga, open yung wall nung panahon na to. Pero bakit sila nagkaroon ng lakas ng loob na i-rebuild kahit sirang-sira yung Israel na yan? Yung Israel na bayan nila? Kasi nakita nila yung passion ni Nehemiah. So, passion is what? Finding something worth sacrificing for. Not something to survive for, but something to die for. And later, we will talk about this passion para mas maintindihan ninyo. Kaya may passion of the Christ na palabas, ha? Kasi Christ is willing to die for us. Yan, sabi diyan, passion is finding something worth sacrificing for. Not something to survive for, but something to die for. Okay. Truth. Most people are not passionate. They are merely existing. They work only for salary, survival, comfort, but leaders live for assignment. Another truth, people follow conviction, people follow sacrifice, people follow passion. If nobody is inspired by your life, it means you are not inspired by what? Your purpose. Kung walang na-inspire sa'yo, wala kang mai-influensyahan. Naintindihan niyo ba yun? So kung yung buhay mo, yung mga ginagawa mo, hindi nila nakikita yung passion sa'yo, na you are willing to die for that something, hindi sila may inspire. Pag di mo sila binayaran, hindi sila kikilos. You get the point? Kaya walang susunod sa'yo, walang magpa-follow sa'yo. Again, you are your biggest problem. Principle number 6. Matatapos na po ako. If you cannot lead yourself, you cannot lead others. Sabi diyan sa Matthew 7:3-5, why do you look at the speck of sawdust in your brother's eye and pay no attention to the plank in your own eye? You know this story? Sabi niyan, bakit sinisita mo, pinupuna mo yung maliit na puwing sa mata ng kapatid mo, o ng kasama mo, ng kapwa mo. Ba't hindi mo pagtuunan ng pansin yung gatroso, sabi diyan? Gatroso na puwing sa mata mo. Proverbs 16:32. Better a patient person than a warrior. one with self-control than one who takes a city. Mas maganda daw yung may pasensyosong tao kaysa sa mandirigma. So kung meron tayong kabibiliban, Bible nagsabi nito, yung warrior o yung taong pasensyoso? Yung taong may self-control o yung kayang sakupin yung isang city? Doon tayo sa taong may self-control, taong may disiplina, taong may pasensya, taong kayang kontrolin yung sarili niya. Sometimes we want disciplined employees. We want committed people. Sino may gusto niyan? Gusto niyo ba yan sa company niyo? Ha? Parang ang hirap humanap niyan, di ba? Gusto natin ng organized na team. But, tayo late, tayo emotional. Ano pa? Tayo inconsistent. Tayo ay distracted, walang focus. Hindi rin talaga natin alam kung saan tayo papunta, kung saan papunta yung negosyo mo, yung business mo, o yung buhay mo. Kaya hindi rin na alam ng mga tao kung ano ba talaga yung gagawin nila. Labo-labo yung decision. Pag nakakita ng magandang opportunity, parang ikaw, pupunta ka doon. Yung mga tao mo din, ganun. Pag nakakita ng mas magandang opportunity, aalisan ka. Kasi it's the same. Follow the leader. Pag hindi mo alam kung saan papunta yung kumpanya mo, you don't have vision. Tapos pag nakakita kayong opportunity maganda, uy, ito, maganda tong negosyong to. Dito tayo, pasok tayo. Lagay natin pera natin, di pang. Ano mangyayari? Yung mga tao mo, ganun din. It's the same. Pag nakakita ng maganda opportunity yan, dahil yun yung pinapakita mo, uy, may maganda opportunity dito. Ano ako? Nire-recruit ako sa kabilang kumpanya. Dito ako, mas mataas yung sahod, mas maganda yung benefits. Ganun din. Same. Your team becomes your reflection. If your team is weak, the leader is weak first. And you are the leader. Because people copy your habits, your standards, your discipline, not your speeches. Again, you are your biggest problem. Principle number 7. True leader or true leaders die to self-preservation. Sabi ni Jesus Christ. Then Jesus said to his disciple, whoever wants to be my disciple must deny themselves and take up their cross and follow me. For whoever wants to save their life will lose it, but whoever lose their life for me will find it. Medyo malalim to. Pag pinag-usapan natin to, baka dito na lang mapunta yung topic natin. Pero gusto kong maintindihan ninyo. Ang tinuturo ng Diyos sa atin, do not think about yourself. You want to become a leader? Deny yourself. Be like Christ. He denies himself. As God, as the Son of God, kinalimutan niya yung pwesto niya sa langit na tagapagmana siya ng Diyos para sa'yo. You deny yourself. If you don't understand that, lahat ng gagawin mo, dapat makinabang ka. Ganun yung mangyayari. Pag hindi ka nakinabang, hindi mo na gagawin. Pag walang papunta sa'yo, wala kang gagawin. Pag tumulong ka, tapos hindi ka makikinabang, hindi ka kikita, hindi mo gagawin. Kasi you are always preserving yourself. You always have this self-preservation. That's why people will hate you and they don't want to follow you. Why? You are selfish. Ang ganda ng kumpanya mo. Ang ganda ng negosyo mo. Pero nakikita ng mga tao sa'yo, selfish. I don't want to be like him. I don't want to be like her. That's why people will not work without pay. Yung mga apostol na matay, kay Kristo para kay Kristo. Hindi binayaran yun. They die also. Just like their disciple. Jesus Christ influenced them. And so many disciples from generation to generation. Up until now. There's people willing to die for the same purpose, to serve others, to follow Christ. How about you? Are you a disciple of Christ? If you are a disciple of Christ, you are a leader. If not, you're still selfish. You do your business for your own family, for yourself, for your own ambition. That's why your business is still not being great. Hindi great, hindi kilala. Kasi masyadong pang self-preservation. Kasi pag hindi ka nakikita, I'm not saying na wag mong pag-aralan paano kikita yung negosyo. Pero success is inevitable pag ito natutunan natin at napalaliman natin yung pagkaintindi pa. Kasi lahat ng negosyong pinakamalaki sa buong mundo, they solve the biggest problem in the world. And that's what you need to do. You think of the problem of other people, not your problem. Magninegosyo ako kasi yung problema namin pera. Tama! Kaya pag nagnegosyo ka, pera agad. Magninegosyo ako kasi I want to solve the problem of my pocket. Kasi kaya tayo nagninegosyo para sa pera eh. If that's your mindset, you cannot solve problems. Dadagdag ka lang sa panibagong problema. Dadagdag ka lang sa numbers na pare-parehas kayo na sumusolve ng problema. Same problems ang sinusolve nyo. Wala kang sinolve. Kaya hindi ka kilala. That's why you are not brand. You are not global. Because you don't. You always think of yourself, not other people. Again, if you understand this and if you apply this in your life, magugulat kayo. Maaaring hindi yan agad-agad, pero magugulat kayo. Para yung buto na itinanim mo. Hindi mo nakikita, tumutubo pala. Nasaan na ako? Hindi ko alam. Sabi sa Matthew 20:26-28. Leadership requires death. Death of what? Your ego, death to comfort, death to selfishness. Sabi diyan sa Matthew 20:26-28. Ito ay nakiusap yung nanay ni James tsaka ni John kay Jesus Christ na ilagay si James, yung mga apostol, si James tsaka si John, magkapatid. Tama ba ako si James tsaka si John? Magkapatid. Sabi ng nanay nila, Jesus, Master, pwede mo ba ilagay itong mga anak ko sa kanan mo tsaka sa kaliwa mong, lagyan mo silang posisyon. Nakiusap yung nanay nila. Pero sabi ni Jesus Christ, hindi naman ito yung greatness yung position. Sabi niya, not so with you, hindi sa inyo mga disipulo ko. Hindi sa inyong mga tagasunod ko. Instead, whoever wants to become great among you, sabi niya, you must not be your servant. You must be your servant. Ang ibig sabihin nito, dapat maging servant ka. You serve. Hindi position, you serve. And whoever wants to be first, kung sino yung gustong pinakamauna, sabi niya, you must be your slave. Gamitin mo yung sarili mo para maglingkod sa iba. Maging alipin ka ng ibang tao. That's why you become passionate sa ginagawa mo na alam mo makakatulong sa iba. Na kahit na hindi ka kumikita, kaya sabi nung iba, pag nagnegosyo ka, kailangan may passion ka dun sa gagawin mong negosyo. Kasi kung wala, pag hindi ka na kumikita, wala na, totoo yun. Pero it's biblical. Hindi lang nila na-explain theologically. Pero pag inintindi mo, bakit kailangan ng passion? Kasi you need to serve people. Na kahit na hindi ka na kumikita doon, still doing kung ano yung nakikita mo. Kung ano yung purpose mo. You want to help people. Gusto mong makagamot ng may mga sakit. Kaya yung gamot na tingin mo, sabi nila, walang kwenta yung gamot na yan. Hindi naman yan, therapeutically approved Pero okay lang yan, basta gagawin ko to kahit hindi to. Huwag nyo nang bayaran, bilhin nyo, kunin nyo na lang, huwag nyo nang bilhin. Basta gumaling lang kayo. Na kahit na hindi ka na kumikita. And then boom! Nalaman ng buong mundo na effective pala. And that they are willing to pay. Pwede bang kami na lang supplyan mo kasi effective pala yan eh. If you don't understand what I am telling right now, you're not doing business. You're doing source of income. So this is the truth. Real leaders stop living for themselves. They deny themselves for the certain purpose and assignment. Ang kagandahan, we as entrepreneur, open-minded na tayo. Now we need to stand and to take action. Some are not. Pero sana maitama lang natin kung saan tayo gagalaw. Kung para saan tayo kikilos. Sabi diyan, real leaders stop living for themselves. They live for purpose. Another one, most people are too busy protecting their lives, self-preservation, to build a meaningful one. You are protecting comfort, reputation, convenience. May iba pa nga nakukulong mga kasama ko sa mga organization na sinasalihan ko. Nakukulong sila kasi gusto nilang ipagtanggol yung bayan. Without paying. Walang bayad. And because of that, sabi dito, you never become great because you have a lot of self-preservation. Ang lagi mong iniisip yung sarili mo, wait lang, tutuloy ko ba tong negosyo ko? Kasi kung di ako kikita dito, wag na lang. Eh kung nakikita mo naman, makakasolve siya ng napakaraming problema. That's why people are not inspired. Because people are not inspired by comfort. Sorry. Ano yan? Sabi diyan? Why? Because you are standing in your own way. People are not inspired by comfort. People are inspired by courage, sacrifice, responsibility, and transformation. So this is the kingdom reality. Kingdom reality. Jesus did not come just to save your soul. He came to restore your purpose, your dominion, your leadership, and your assignment. And leadership begins internally. Sa sarili mo. Sabi diyan, Luke 4:1-2, Jesus, full of the Holy Spirit, left the Jordan, umalis siya sa Jordan, and was led by the Spirit into the wilderness, where for 40 days he was tempted by the devil. He ate nothing during those days, and at the end of them, he was hungry. Anak na ng Diyos, si Kristo na mismo. Dinisiplina yung sarili. Sabi dito, Hebrew 5:8, son though he was the son, but he learned obedience from what he suffered. Si Jesus din yung tinutukoy dyan. So ano ibig sabihin ko lang? Private discipline creates public authority. You discipline yourself. Final truth. Your greatest enemy is not outside you. It is inside you. It is you and your fear, your laziness, your excuses, your lack of discipline, your lack of vision. Yun yung tunay mong enemy. Again, sabayan nyo nga ako dito, 1, 2, 3, go. You are your biggest problem. Pwede mo sabihin, personal. Yung personalize. I am my biggest problem. 1, 2, 3, go. I am my biggest problem. But don't worry. This is a good news. Good news to Once you conquer yourself, everything around you begin to change. You begin to think differently, live differently, and lead. Hindi ko mabasa doon. And lead differently. So anong kailangan mong gawin? You conquer yourself. So the question is, how you conquer yourself? Ano sagot? You become a true leader. Meron ako dito, nailagay ba dito, sir? Sabi dito, how to conquer yourself. If you conquer yourself, you will become a true leader. This is how you conquer yourself. Be a true leader. Your self-ambition, your ego, your pride, your self-preservation, your selfishness. So, be a true leader. Meron ako dito. Paano natin makakonquer ulit yung sarili natin? Be a true leader. Tingnan mo Kasi kailangan mamatay yung ego mo, kailangan mamatay yung selfishness mo, yung self-ambition mo, mamatay yung pride mo. Mamatay ka na. Hindi, totoo. You die. You die. Pwedeng literal Sabi diyan, may pagkakasunod-sunod yan. How can you influence people? Be a true leader. We know that leadership is influence. How can you influence? Sabi diyan, leadership defined as the ability to influence others through inspiration. Inspiration is fueled by passion, driven by a sense of, or driven by a vision. And vision is from the conviction. And conviction is rooted in a sense of purpose. Ipapaliwanag ko. Okay? So, how can you influence people? This is my last topic. Tapos end na tayo. Okay? Explain ko lang sa inyo. This is how you become a true leader. You want to become a true leader? Sino dito yung gusto? Isasend ko to sa GC para mas mapag-aralan ninyo. Ito yung step by step. So, every true leader starts with, ano sabi diyan? Purpose. You must discover kung bakit ka ipinanganak, kung bakit ka tinawag, kung bakit ka nandito ngayon, at pinag-uusapan natin to. Kung ano yung problema na dapat mong isolve, supposed to be, sa generation na meron tayo ngayon. That's your purpose. Anong problema ba yung naiisip mo? Natingin mo walang nag-iisip na mag-solve. Okay? Purpose creates conviction. Ano ibig sabihin ng conviction? Is a deep belief that your life has meaning and assignment. Naniniwala ka na, nagkaroon ka na ngayon ng deep belief na may purpose yung buhay mo. Without conviction, you may become a manager, but you will never become a true leader. That's why you need conviction. You understand? Okay. So that conviction creates what? Vision. Pag nagkaroon ka na ng paniniwala na ikaw ay may purpose, magkakaroon ka na ng revelation from the Lord. Ano yung revelation? Na yung buhay mo ay hindi para sa sarili mo lang. Magiging picture na siya. Magiging, ano tawag dyan? Mabivisualize mo na kung ano dapat talaga yung dapat mong gawin. Kasi alam mo na yung purpose mo. At ikaw ay tunay na naniniwala. Now, this vision produces passion. So pag nakita mo na yung bagay na alam mong purpose mo, magpo-produce ng passion. Ano yung passion? Passion is what inspires people. Pag nakita nila na ikaw ay may passion sa ginagawa mo, you are doing things na kahit na hindi ka kumikita, na kahit na ikaw pa yung naglalabas ng pera, na kahit na nahihirapan ka, o hindi na lang pera kasi baka nahirapan kayo intindihin nyo, paano yun, negosyante ako pa, tas ako pa maglalabas ng pera, o sige, wag na lang yun. Yung nahihirapan ka, na kahit na walang naniniwala, ginagawa mo pa rin. At naniniwala ka pa rin na yung bagay na visualize mo, na vision mo, ay bagay na makakatulong sa napakaraming tao. Okay? Mas marami pang tao kaysa sa naiisip mo ngayon. Isipin mo pa, mas marami pa. Yung 8 billion na tao, yan isipin mo. Okay? Pag ito naiintindihan nyo na maigi, magiging mga Elon Musk level kayo. Mga Mark Zuckerberg level na mga businessman kayo kasi buong mundo yung tinutulungan nyo sa problema nila. O sige, babaan na lang natin kasi medyo mababa tingin nyo sa sarili nyo, di ba? Pang Pilipinas na lang kayo. Okay lang. O kaya pang city na lang, pang NCR na lang yung naiisip nyo. Hindi ko kayo ginajudge. Bahala kayo. Kasi ako pag nag-isip ako pang buong mundo, ang yabang no? Hindi ngayon lang yun kasi napag-aralan natin eh. Hawaan ko kayo. Oh. Now. Sabi dito, yung passion, true leaders are passionate because they found something greater than themselves. Higit kaysa sa sarili nila. Yung bagay na nakita nila, ay nakita nilang higit kaysa sa sarili nila na kaya nilang mamatay para dito. They are willing to sacrifice, serve, and even suffer for what they believe in. And this is passion. That's why passion of the Christ, ang tawag dun sa palabas na pinako si krus para sa inyo. Because yung passion niya, ay willing siyang mamatay. Para lang dun sa dahilan kung ba't siya nandito. Now. Passion is a desire that is stronger than death. Mas higit kaysa sa kamatayan. Na hindi mo na iisipin yung kamatayan. Dahil mas higit pa yung passion kaysa sa kamatayan. Now, sa madaling salita, passion is finding something not to live for, but finding something to die for. So, kung di ka aabot sa ganitong level na paniniwala that your purpose is not for yourself, but for others, and you are willing to give your life, your everything, you cannot inspire people. Now, my question is, would you die for what you are doing right now? That's the question. Again, would you die for what you are doing right now? If not, find something. Something to die for. Leaders, true leaders, are dead people. Hear me. True leaders are dead people. They died to their own self-preservation. They are not thinking of a big house, a lot of cars. They are not thinking of their own future. They are thinking of others. That's why the most richest people in the world, hindi naka-Ferrari. Because that's not their goal. That's not their goal. So, people are not inspired by comfort. People are inspired by sacrifice, courage, and conviction. That is why true leaders do not manipulate people. They inspire people. If you must manipulate people, kung kailangan mong magmanipula ng mga tao para lang sundin ka, kailangan mo silang pilitin para lang magpuyat sila sa ginagawa nyo sa kumpanya nyo. Ha? Pag hindi mo napakita sa kanila na yung ginagawa nila, passionate ka dun. That you are willing to give everything for that. Magiging parehas sila sa'yo. Pag hindi sila kumita, hindi sila tatrabaho. Pag nagkaroon na ng problema yung kumpanya mo, bye-bye na. Aalis kami. That's why you don't have leaders in your companies. True leaders, leaders with position lang. They are not also willing to die for the goal, for the vision and mission of that company. Hindi sila willing magpuyat. Sige boss, mag-overtime kami. Pagdating doon, nag-overtime, naglalaro lang ng ML. Nakikipag-video call lang sa jowa niya. Why? Because you don't inspire them. Now, matatapos na ako. Again, if you must manipulate people to follow you, you are not leading, you are controlling. And you are called dictator, not leader. Dictator. Okay? Great leaders live with responsibility for their generation. They understand that life is not just about paying bills and surviving. You were born to make an impact or influence. You were born to serve your generation with the gift, purpose, and assignment God placed inside you. You understand? So, wants to become a true leader. Inspire people. Okay? I'll send this to you. Huh? Inspire people. Can you clap for yourself? Can we clap for God for this revelation? Mas malakas para sa Kanya. So, let's declare. I'm done. 1, 2, 3, go. I take responsibility for my life. I stop blaming others. I discipline my mind. I discipline my habits. I discipline my emotions. I reject excuses. I reject laziness. I reject confusion. I will discover my purpose. I will lead myself first. And because I am changing, my future is changing. In Jesus' name, amen. Thank you and God bless.